In Midrand. Ayanda is at the ANC's 4th National General Council. Ayanda, who have you got there to chat to? Good morning to you again.
A very good morning to you once again, Leanne. But firstly, let me tell you where I'm at the moment. The great ANC President's Wall of Fame adorns the entrance here to Hall number 2. From the likes of your John Dubes to your Sifako Makgatos, your Chief Albert Lutulis. We also have Oliver Tambo, the longest serving president of the ANC, to the leaders, of course, who managed to become heads of state in the new democratic South Africa. That is the likes of your Nelson Mandelas, your Thabo Mbekis, and your current President Jacob Zuma. As revolutionary and as idealistic as these leaders were, they just so happened to be men. So let's find out what women would like to see this time around. I'm joined by the president of the ANC Women's League, Bathabile Dlamini, and I have a sneaking suspicion that top of your wish list is for a female president. Sis Bathabile, very good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you very much, and good morning to your viewers.
Is my hunch correct?
It's very correct.
That's what you're pushing for, top of the agenda?
Broadly, we are going to look into how the African National Congress has performed in terms of putting women in decision-making bodies, but also how has the private sector performed in doing that. Are women treated equally wherever they are? For instance, in some of the companies, when a man is a CEO, salaries are always high with perks, and then when a woman occupies that very same position, everything is cut down. And then gender equality. The ANC has a desk on gender that was introduced by our former president, President Oliver Tambo. And he used to serve in that committee because he wanted to ensure that there is an understanding of women's emancipation, but also women participated in the struggle. Whatever they have today is not a present. It was through their toil and sweat.
Now, when it comes to the issue of having a female president to head up the ANC possibly in 2017, there's been a lot of talk surrounding that, with some schools of thought suggesting that would be pushing someone who's not directly groomed in line, such as the current deputy president of the ANC, and that this may perhaps work against the Women's League and what they're hoping to achieve, and that possibly even they're being used by others within the mother body for political posturing. What do you make of all these rumors circulating the issue of a female president for the ANC?
Firstly, we know that some are going to divert what we want to do. Because South Africa is a patriarchal country and they think they can defocus us and say things they know that we don't believe in. And it's not the first time that you have the leadership of the Women's League in the country. So the crux of the matter is the decision that we have taken. And secondly, we're not fighting anyone. The ANC has to discuss, for instance, how we are going to deal with the issue of premiers. How do you detach positions from individuals? Because if we continuously say if you are a premier, you are going to be the chairperson, women will never be deployed as leaders at a government level.
Let's speak a little bit about women who are outside of the body of the ANC Women's League, those who are concerned about safety, because that's a number one priority for a lot of women throughout the country. Issues of domestic violence, issues of abuse, issues of rape, they dominate a lot of discussions around females in the country. And yet you see perhaps secondary victimizations in the likes of police stations, etc. What is the ANC Women's League going to actively do to discuss those policies that may bring about a change, real, meaningful and tangible difference on the ground?
These, again, are the issues of the society. But as women of South Africa, we are going to be leading the struggles of women. And what is important is that these are the issues that bring us together. We know that we belong to different organizations, and we are not the same. But issues of violence bring us together. We can have a minimum platform of action where we can fight these issues. But also, we have to go back and look into the legislation and see what is there that we can use. For instance, we can go and oppose bail, and we can be friends of the court and fight very hard. But what the NEC said when we were polishing up our contribution to the NGC is that the sentence for abusers of women and children is too minimal. So we want the minimum sentence to go up. It should not be low.
I'm glad you spoke about being friends of the court and how we must come together as women. We have seen the ANC Women's League at times perhaps supporting the Reeva Steenkamp family when it comes to the Oscar Pistorius trial. But how do you choose which women you do support? Because on the other hand, the public protector has been under scrutiny and her office has been questioned, and her role in the contribution of the well-being of society has also come under fire. And the ANC Women's League has been far from standing by her. So what's the criteria to determine which women you support and which you don't?
We support all women. And secondly, we are members of the African National Congress. And we are not going to support all women because they are women. We are going to support women that are fighting for the emancipation of women. We are not going to support women that focus on themselves as individuals, because our responsibility is to prioritize women in the rural areas, women in the informal settlements, and generally young women that are at a tertiary institution, young women that are in school, that are supposed to have sanitary pads on a monthly basis and cannot go to school 3 days a month because they don't have those.
We'll have to leave it there. My thanks to you. Unfortunately, we have run out of time, but pertinent issues that you're discussing there. The ANC Women's League President, Bathabile Dlamini, hoping to see perhaps a female picture quite soon as the 13th president of the ANC come 2017. So we'll have to leave it there, at least for now. The ANC Women's League calling for a woman president, as I had said. They're also pushing for above 50% representation of women in the mother body's decision-making organs. We'll have to leave it there, at least for now. More in just a moment. Stay with us.